you so much.
This is confusifying. Glinda a fraud. What is this? What is this BS? Y'all had me believing that she was magic. She ain't got no magic. They're all frauds. They're all fraud. It doesn't make sense. You know what just hit me? What if
walk with me throughout the sands of time, love me through the dark desert night, hold me close, be my partner in crime, love like glue, the bound water tide.
I just need to know that you're gonna be ride or die. If kingdoms turned into dust, would you still be my ally? If life wrapped its hands around my neck, bow tie, would you still love me? Just let me know if. What up, Pride? It's your boy Amari, back again with another reaction video. Today we are getting into part 1 of Wicked 2, or Wicked for Good, or Wicked Forever. I don't know, it's something like that. It's the second Wicked movie. I'm excited for this because I really enjoyed Wicked Part 1 way more than I thought I was going to, way more than actually I enjoyed the original Wizard of Oz. So I really got into Wicked, and I was supposed to start Wicked Part 2 like a month ago, but I did not have the time. Life got crazy. I have multiple other like real jobs outside of YouTube, and those were taking up time recently, so I didn't have the time to film and edit a video this long. That's why I haven't done it, but thank you so much for your patience. We're starting it now.
We're back. Classic. We are back.
Life is freed up a little bit, kind of, and so yeah, no more waiting. We're gonna get into part 1. If you have not seen my reaction to Hamilton or Wicked Part 1 or whatever, this is gonna be a process. I'm gonna break it down into multiple sections. Not me. I had someone create a reaction breakdown series of where I should stop for each part, because doing all of this in one part, you'll see. If you're new here, I know it doesn't make sense. Why don't you do the whole movie? It wouldn't work. We'd be here for 24 hours straight. So yeah, this is going to be part 1 of my reaction to Wicked Part 2, and then future parts will come out very soon. If you're not new here, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Either way, definitely make sure to subscribe. Definitely make sure to check your subscriber status, because some people were subscribed then got unsubscribed. That's a whole process. YouTube is weird. So definitely make sure to check your subscriber status, not to miss out on future reactions to Wicked Part 2, and then whatever musicals you guys vote for me to do after this. So thank you so much for being here. Without further ado, let's get into this and see what they have for us.
Citizens of Oz, there have been 12 tide turns since the Wicked Witch of the West escaped.
Okay, yeah, I have to stop already, because 12 tide turns is supposed to, well, I think it's supposed to be a unit of time measurement, but I just want to make sure that I understand it. So I'm going to ask you guys, just so I get the time skip that's happening here. I'm assuming tide turns is a reference to the tides, like high tide, low tide, whatever. And in most places on Earth, high tide happens like twice a day. Well, technically, to be specific, it's like every 12 and a half hours, which is about twice a day. So like with 12 of them, are they saying it's 6 days? But also certain places on Earth, high tide happens only once a day. So that would be 12 days. Basically, how much time is being elapsed? And if this has nothing to do with high tide, if tide turns is a reference to something else, then I have no idea what she's talking about, and explain that. Time skips between movies or between acts make sense. I just want to know how much time has elapsed.
Trust no animals. She will be eliminated. Until then, the wizard's vision for the Oz of tomorrow marches on.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Yeah. Come on. Settle down.
Get back.
All right, real quick before we jump into the song. Why they send Big Boy running to go alert everybody? Also, he got to be way faster than he was running because the flying monkeys came immediately. Like, she just arrived, just let the oxen or buffalo, I don't know what those things are, but she had just let them go, and the monkeys was already halfway to her from the Emerald City. So I don't know how they like knew she was there that fast if old boy was still running through the tulips or whatever. So yeah, but that was a fire intro. It was a fire intro, and I had to say it because I mean the way she threw the thing, slid across the yellow brick road, she jumped on it, surfboard, and then she did a needless kickflip in here. Like for what reason? She just really stunting on him. Hold on, we gotta go back. Right here, look at this. Boom. Why? There was no reason for it. Oh, she was stunting on him. Anyway, notice how she did not kill anybody or really injure anybody. Maybe the dude who got like dropped 20 feet from the air and slammed on like a pile of bricks, he's probably not having a good day. I don't know what his health insurance is like, but other than that, like she didn't actually like kill anybody when she could have. Again, I haven't seen her use fireballs yet, but even just using telekinesis, just pick up a stack of those bricks and just slam it on someone. Boom. They're no longer a problem, but she didn't. And I feel like that's noteworthy because as evil as they are portraying her and painting her, she ain't really done. I mean, yeah, a little theft. That's not good. That's kind of illegal. But other than that, she ain't really done nothing.
Every day more wicked. Every day the terror grows. All of us is ever on alert. Seeking out new victims she can hold. Like some terrible green blizzard.
Okay, and I didn't know this was gonna happen right now, but I obviously gotta touch on the no one mourns the wicked motif that they brought back here. It's a reprise, basically. Not basically, it literally is a reprise of No One Mourns the Wicked, even down to like the vocal top line melody. They swapped out the words, but it's the same vocal top line melody. It's the same like brass section during the part where she's like surfing on her broom. All of that is just like straight from No One Mourns the Wicked, which is like really cool and like a really like nice nod to that's the first song in the first act. This is the first song in the second act. And so it's just like a quick reference to like, hey, this is where we started. Remember?
I do. I understood that reference.
That's the way with wicked. Spreading fear wherever she goes. Feigning our poor wizard with her calumnies and lies. Save us from the wicked. Shield us so we won't be had.
When I stop the wizard, all odds will applaud how I save them from the wizard by revealing he's a fraud. All that he says is a lie. That's when they'll finally bid the wizard goodbye.
Okay, another like motif that's reprised from a different song. Interesting. So they went No One Mourns the Wicked. No One Mourns the Wicked. Then there's another one in there during the part with Morrible, which I could not place, but I do remember it. I'm like, that's something else. I just can't remember what it was. Also, the transition from everyone singing to like Morrible singing was a little abrupt, so it caught me off guard a little bit. So that also threw me off. But there's also something in there. I can't remember what it is, but they'll tell you in the comment section if you don't know what it is. Please tell me in the comment section because I don't know what it is. And then here, obviously, we get like a very it's not one-to-one, but it's very close. Wizard and I, again, musically, compositionally, specifically, and top line melody wise, it's 1-for-1 to the point that I started singing The Wizard and I, and she said the wizard goodbye. Like that's good. I like it. Okay, maybe it scratched the itch in my brain. I don't know if they're gonna go through like every song from Act 1 because that was like back to back 2 songs, like the first 2 songs from Act 1, right? So maybe this like first section here, we're just gonna hit every song from Act 1. But so far, we've hit 2 3 that I heard, 2 that I can tell you where they're from. So nice.
All odds will applaud how I saved them from the wizard by revealing he's a fraud.
Dearest Glinda, you are still the best. Others are good, but you're the goodliest. We feel merry, we feel cheery, just to gaze on your reflection. Only you disprove the theory.
Okay, I'm not trying to stop this much. They just keep doing stuff that I got to comment on. That is, what is the name of that song? What is this feeling? Is that what it's called? So they're literally just, the transitions between these are like non-existent. Like it's like I blink and then we're in a different scene referencing a different song from the first movie. So that's throwing me. I'm sure it's like way more natural when you heard the song a million times, but just like hearing it for the first time and also seeing it for the first time, it's literally like flash cutting, jump cutting from like referencing one song to another song. I think that song is called "What Is This Feeling" or "What Is the Feeling" or something like that. That's the I got beef with Galinda, I got beef with Elphaba song, where they're like kind of like battling around the school. The ending of that was interesting. Again, very much same rhythm, cadence, vocal melody, etc. as the part where there's like the little halo around Galinda with like the window behind her, and they're all like walking her into, I think, the cafeteria, I think is what's happening during that scene. But you know, it's like the middle part of the song. And then she says, "These things are sent to try us," but it's like a very high, fluttery falsetto melody. But instead, this time, she's not singing it. They're singing it, obviously much lower because they're not Ariana Grande. But it's the same, that same phrase is ended and punctuated in the same way, but just with them singing it in a choral lower harmony than Galinda's like fluttery high note section. But it's the same general thing for the most part. I think it was like slightly different in the middle here. There might be like an additional line here in here somewhere, but for the most part, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So at this point, I think we're going through every song in act. That's my guess, that we're just gonna hit every single song. We're gonna jump cut through references to every single song from Act 1, which is cool and like a very like nice refresher after like the intermission of this when it's on Broadway. And then like in this case, you guys had to wait like what, like 2 years, 3 years in between movies. So it's a nice little catch up. Although I'm the kind of person who, like, if I'm gonna go watch a sequel, I'll just watch the first one right before that to remind myself this is what happened. So I don't typically need these kinds of things, but I know a lot of people don't. They just like show up, just raw dogging it, and just hope they remember enough from the first movie. So this is a nice little like last time on Dragon Ball that they're doing musically here.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
We feel merry, we feel cheery, just to gaze on your reflection. Only you disprove the theory that you can't improve perfection.
She's so good.
Okay, so that was like a reference to what's the song where Galinda gives her Popular, that she gives Elphaba the makeover, like at the very end, the la 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 la, yeah, you know, and then she does like the big like high note section. They didn't do like the super, she does like a run at the end of the laws section there that they didn't do because like it's a bunch of tenors and not a soprano. Well, I guess they're men, so they would be counter tenors if they were sopranos, but you get what I'm saying. Their register is a lot lower than, again, Ariana Grande. So it makes sense that they didn't do her specific like run at the end there, but that's another reference to Popular. I thought that they were gonna like do more of Popular, like that Ariana would start singing, but they didn't. Instead, we saw Prince Fiero as like a soldier of some kind, and then we dropped back into what immediately sounded like another like reprise of No One Mourns the Wicked, which that might just that may just be the chorus on this particular song, and then after that we go into other songs. But we're missing a song. If they're going in order, which so far they have been going in order, no one mourns the wicked, no one mourns the wicked, the wizard and I, what is this feeling, or what is that feeling, or something like that. And then popular, we're missing the library song. What is that song called? Fierro's song, the Dancing Through Life. What, we didn't get a reference to that, which as soon as I saw him, I was like, this is about to be the Dancing Through Life moment. But they didn't do that. Maybe it's gonna happen after this, but they didn't do that. And if they didn't, I would like to know why. That's a banger. Why was that song left out of the initial reprise section of this song? Maybe they're restructuring it. Maybe it's some thematic reason. I don't know. But so far they've gone in order, but just skipped only one song, which was Dancing Through Life, for some reason. Maybe people aren't in a dancing mood right now. I don't know. But noteworthy. This whole section it's like Hamilton, where it just like speed runs you through like all of these different motifs from like earlier in the musical. That's what they're doing here.
The Quadling Quorum wants to honor you. They're just not sure for what yet.
Good to hear.
And someone sent pastries.
Good for us. You know, while we're at it, we really should look into trademarking the word good.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's good. I mean, I'm goosified. My follicles are screaming. I love
Madam Marble, forgive me for keeping you waiting. I had no idea.
Want a little snack? Like a cherry frazzle or a juice puff?
Miss Morrible? She's not married.
Okay. Final thoughts on that song, and then also what is happening here. That song is interesting to me because, again, it was like it seemed like the final piece of that song. This might be like some of their songs. The first song in the first act is like 10 minutes long. So this might still be the first song, but in case this is like the first song is over, that song is interesting to me because, again, they like run through. It's a reprise of a bunch of motifs from the original, not the original, the first movie / first act. And the song choices that they like chose to reference are very interesting. All of them are songs related to Elphaba, Galinda, and the wizard. Specifically, Elphaba's perception of the wizard, Galinda's perception of Elphaba, Elphaba's perception of Galinda, which is let me look. Because I keep like thinking I'm calling that song the wrong name, and maybe I am, but let's figure it out. Yeah, the song is called What Is This Feeling? So no one mourns the wicked, which is how everybody sees Elphaba. You have the wizard and I, which is how Elphaba sees the wizard, and also how she sees herself. What is this feeling? Which is how Galinda sees Elphaba. And then you have popular, which is how Galinda sees Elphaba's potential to be seen by others. So maybe the reason they specifically reference those songs only and like not something bad, or because, well, we already know what the something bad was. We figured it out. Dancing Through Life, One Short Day, Sentimental Man, Defying Gravity. I feel like the reason, this is my theory. I'll put it this way. The reason they reference the specific songs that they did in that song is that those songs, for the most part, are all of the songs that deal with the different perceptions of Elphaba. Either her own perception of herself, which is also addressed somewhat in Defying Gravity, but like that's, you know, the big number at the end of Act 1. So we don't really need a reference to that because it's like narratively very recent to this. But we have Elphaba's perception of herself, the world's perception of Elphaba, Galinda's perception of Elphaba, Galinda's perception of Elphaba's potential to be perceived by the world. It's like a bunch of different like views of Elphaba in those songs that are referenced in this song. And so I feel like that's the theory that I have for why those songs were referenced and not like any of the other songs. I could be wrong on that. I'm curious what you guys think, why they chose those specific songs for this song to reference. Because it's not like they just went through every song in Act 1. They didn't even go like really in order from the standpoint of like they skipped several songs. Even some songs that I forgot were in there because it's like shorter songs. They skipped several songs that they did not reference, or at least that I did not catch references to. And so, yeah, that's my theory on why that was the case. As far as like narrative has gone, I don't know how long this has been. Maybe the tide changes were meant to be 12 months or 12 weeks. They don't look like it was a 12-year time change as far as like age of everybody or whatever. But it's clearly been a while because like they built a whole brand new pink like train car. They have this whole pink section that Glinda is staying in. Oh, by the way, the signs don't say Galinda. They say Glinda, which is like super cute to me. And also maybe a reference to the fact that Galinda is still like good. Like, I mean, like genuinely good on the inside, not just like perceived as good by like all of these bigots around here. Yeah, because like that was her way of honoring, in her own Galinda way, her way of honoring Dilliman, and when he got like arrested by the secret police. And she hasn't like gone back and changed that. Maybe it's just like a pride thing of like, I already told everybody I'm changing my name, so like I can't like turn around and be like, haha, just kidding. But I feel like if she did, P would be fine with it. So the fact that she hasn't, I think may be a nod to the fact that like on the inside, Glinda is still a good person. She is definitely enjoying the benefits of her new position though. And also all of her friends are like, all of her classmates are now there in the Emerald City, Emerald Palace, whatever. They're not at school. So maybe everyone has just graduated. Maybe they just shut the whole school down out of fear of Elphaba, because I know they sent all the students home. I don't know, but it looks like a while has passed because like everybody has new positions. Fiyero has joined the military. Glinda has this like whole, she's pinkified she's pinkified the Emerald City, which also is like a very big deal because like everything was green. Nothing in the entire kingdom was any shade of not green. Even these like teal, I don't know colors that well. Whatever these colors that the other students are wearing that were like following Glinda around, it's a blue, but it's kind of like a green blue, right? Pink ain't green in no type of way. It's just his own very unique Glinda thing. And so the fact that she has like put her stamp on the Emerald City, Emerald Palace to this degree is like very interesting and like a very like clear nod to her influence that they're at least trying to show people, or that she actually has in this area. Also, if it was Elphaba who would have taken this position, I wonder what color she would have made everything, because she was already green and everything else was green, but she didn't want to be green. So would she have changed the stuff from being green to some other color? Interesting. This is food for thought, okay? Just little theories to put out there. But anyway, let's get back into it.
Has something happened? Is it Elphaba?
You mean the Wicked Witch?
Right, of course. Come in, come in.
With the Yellow Brick Road grand opening ahead and the Wicked Witch attacks growing bolder, the public is on edge.
Oh, madam, I love it. What is it?
Your new mode of transport. Your very own vehicular spherical globule.
So, like, a bubble?
Sure.
Does that do what I think it does?
No. I can't.
No way!
His Osness feels it vital that you, as our good witch, also be airborne.
I agree.
But don't fret over your inability to produce any actual magic. This invention will disguise your deficiency. People will assume that you are causing it to float through your own witchly powers. So, just let them assume.
Right.
The wand really sells it.
Thank you so much.
This is confusifying. Glinda a fraud. What is this? What is this BS? Y'all had me believing that she was magic. She ain't got no magic.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
They're all frauds. They're all fraud. It doesn't make sense. You know what just hit me? What if Morrible is also a fraud? Because I remember I was like, if Morrible, I said this at the end of part. If you didn't watch my series of reactions to part 1, this not gonna make sense. I'm gonna reference stuff I said in those videos, so you should go watch that first. Okay. So anyway, y'all remember in the last part of part 1, God, it's gonna get confusing. I said, if maybe not the last part, but one of the last parts, I said, we know Morrible has magic. We've seen her use weather magic. Why would she not just be what they're trying to make Elphaba be? You know, because clearly she has no moral qualms with like the subjugation of the animals, which, by the way, she said earlier, trust no animals. That y'all police is animals. That don't make sense. How y'all telling me not to trust animals? The police is the animals. That whatever. Anyway, back to the point. I didn't understand why she wouldn't be the quote unquote good witch. I mean, one right now, why she literally wouldn't be the good witch, because like everybody loves Galinda, but like everybody already respects and reveres Miss Morrible. She has magic. Why would she not just be the counterpoint to Elphaba? And then I was like, well, okay, maybe Elphaba is like much more powerful than her, which was proven true. And then with Galinda, I was like, okay, Miss Morrible said that Galinda has no talent, but maybe she does have some latent talent because we saw her use like the bubble magic before. Fraud. That wasn't bubble magic. Anyway, eventually she'll develop and become more powerful than Miss Morrible, and then she can battle off with Elphaba. But if she is also a fraud, like the wizard, then why would Miss Morrible not be the counterpoint? Unless this is my theory, Miss Morrible is also a fraud as well. The weather magic that she was doing was also some type of fraudulent, weather machine, like the conspiracy theorists be like, oh, they got a weather machine and like whatever. Maybe that is the case here. Like all of the magic is being done by science, which their science is already magical for us. Cause like, I don't think that we got little bubble floating hover cars in our world. So, but the point is their science and their magic are separate branches, and they're doing magical things using science and then like just portraying it as magic. And if that is the case for both the wizard and the good witch, which is Galinda, then it's a potential that is also the case for the one who is teaching the good witch magic, which is Miss Morrible. That would also explain why I was like, wait, hold on. If nobody can read the Grimoire except Elphaba, then how can Miss Morrible do magic? Remember, I was asking all these questions, and if all of them are frauds except Elphaba, if Elphaba literally is the only magical being in this land, one, why? That makes no sense. But if that is the case, then that would explain why Morrible can't be like the good witch in this scenario. I mean, not really, because Galinda is also a fraud and she's the good witch in this scenario. But you get what I'm saying. Like, if she doesn't have magical power, that would explain why she couldn't be the right-hand woman to the wizard in the way that they were trying to make Elphaba. She already is kind of the right-hand woman to the wizard, but they were going to like elevate Elphaba above her with her magic. Yeah, that a lot of thoughts came out of my brain when I saw that the bubble thing was not magically powered, and also that apparently her crystal mace wand, like that, it looks like a mace, like the weapon made out of crystals. It's very cutesy and interesting. It looks like something you'd see like in a video game, like an RPG or something. It's very cool. It looks very magical, but apparently it's just a stick.
Found a stick on the ground, and now I'm gonna use it. All this power that I found, gonna totally abuse it. I hit so much stuff, do not get into my way, because I found a stick and I'm using it today. I got a stick.
It's a stick with glass on the end. And wow. Frauds. All of you are frauds. That's crazy. My new theory is that Morrible is also a fraud, because if she can also do magic, it doesn't make sense logically for her to not be the one being the rival, so to speak, the counterbalance to Elphaba. Does it make, like, why make a person who does not have magic the counterbalance to a person who does have magic if you also have a person who does have magic at your disposal? You know, even if her magic is not as powerful as Elphaba's magic, you pair her actual magic with like the wizard's science, and that should be enough to counteract Elphaba, especially because Elphaba is very new to her magic versus Miss Morrible is experienced in her magic, again, in the event she has magic. But if she does not have magic, then you can just make whoever be the counterbalance to Elphaba, and then it makes sense to pick the person who the people like will rally around. But even in that scenario, I still feel like the people would rally around Morrible. I mean, she's kind of a big douche. I was going to say something much meaner, but you get the point. She's not the nicest of people, and like her general disdain for Galinda is just radiating off of her at every second, which I don't know if that's jealousy or what. She hates Galinda's guts and has from the very second that she was introduced, which is crazy because she's literally the only person who feels that way about Galinda. Even Elphaba was not able to fight off Galinda's adorable charm, cuteness, and comedy. And eventually she came around and started loving her. So like the only person who doesn't love Galinda is Miss Morrible, which is actually another point in her being magical. But my theory is it doesn't make sense for her to be magical at this point with like the way that the story is progressing. So I'm guessing she's not magical. She's also a fraud. And it's a situation like this where things are technologically being done, but then are being portrayed as magic to make people not in the know think that people who can't do magic can in fact do magic, because it then gives them a heightened level of importance and relevance and political power, soft power, etc. in their society. So yeah, okay, that's my theory. Let's continue.
The bubble's mechanism is cleverly concealed, but don't forget this. I'll see you at the opening ceremony.
Thank you so much.
It's what I wanted most of all. Oh, I forgot to say the spell.
Oh, yeah.
Something magical shall happen.
Look, there's a rainbow. Did you make that?
Well, you know how I love rainbows.
What's wrong, dearest? You got everything you wanted.
I know, but I want to be magical. For real.
Everyone loves you. Believe me, that's all you'll ever need.
Okay, interesting. I have a lot of thoughts, and also this is where I'm supposed to stop. And I know people are gonna rage and riot, and don't blame me, okay? I don't pick where I'm supposed to stop. I'm just told, hey, stop at this point, and then once I get close, I start counting in my head, count down to like around where I think it's gonna be. Pause. If I'm close, that's where I stop. So yeah, more thoughts in the outro, but so far this is interesting. We're getting like all type of Galinda backstory, all type of stuff somewhat answered already, and we just started the movie. This is dope. Okay, that was really interesting. One thing that jumped out, okay, a bunch of things jumped out to me, so just stick with me here. But one thing that really jumped out to me was Galinda's mom, we'll call her Mom Linda. Mom Linda told Mini Linda, Mini Linda. Oh, by the way, that casting is great. That little girl looks just like Ariana. I mean, Ariana has dimples too, right? Like, if so, that's a stellar casting. That little girl definitely looks like it could be like smaller Galinda Grande. But Mom Linda told Mini Linda that she got everything she ever wanted. I actually think her mom specifically says, you got all you ever wanted, which is exactly what Galinda says to Elphaba in Defying Gravity, like in the part where they're arguing before they like kind of come to grips with the fact that they're just different people. And what's interesting to me is that baby Linda, Mini Linda, was like not satisfied. She's like, I did not get everything I ever want. Yes, I have all that other stuff, but I want to be magical. And her mom like shifting her perspective on that to basically say what I've been saying. Your magic is that everybody loves you. You are charisma incarnate. And like she had a little moment where she was like looking at herself and like faking the smile into the orb of the wand. It kind of looks like her original wand, ironically, kind of looked like one of the light sticks that they give out to like K-pop fandoms. But besides that point, she was like looking at herself, her reflection in the wand. Obviously there's like the symbolism of like, you are the magic, your smile, your charisma, your energy, your aura is what is magical about you. And so like lean into that. And obviously Galinda took that to heart, as many kids do when they learn lessons from their parents in like troubling times, which this was a troubling time for Galinda, because this is probably the first and only time where stuff was not going her way. And she just went with the rainbow thing. For me, I didn't even think of that. I would have thought to say the wand is broke. I would have blamed the wand. The wand is broken, clearly, because I'm magical. Y'all can see I'm magical. It's the wand. It's not on me.
Sure, Jan.
But she's like, oh yeah, y'all know I love rainbows, which is, again, you can see her conscience and her pride battling in that moment, because she didn't lie, technically. She didn't say, I am magical. And she didn't say, I made the rainbow. She just said, I love rainbow. Y'all know I love rainbow. And everybody just assumed, and she didn't stop them. She didn't, which again is exactly the whole point of the bubble machine thing. Everybody gonna assume you're magical. Just don't tell them that you aren't, and then, you know, they'll go with it. And so, yeah, that was a really dope moment as far as like the peer into Mini Linda's backstory. Well, I get it's Big Linda's backstory to when she was Mini Linda. So yeah, that was a really cool scene. I really like the background that we get. Hopefully we get more of Elphaba's childhood. I'm assuming that we will, because she's like the main character, right? But we already got a little bit of it early on. We got like, you know, her mom's affair. We got her birth and like the craziness of that moment. And then like people bullying her sister and her standing up for them and like, you know, doing the telekinetic rock throwing. But hopefully we get like more into like what made Galinda be Galinda. Hopefully we get some scenes with Mama Bear, teaching her to be like a moral and just kind person. Earlier, I don't know what this song is called yet, but in the earlier parts of that, when we first see Elphaba, and it's referencing the Wizard and I, she says something to the effect of, she's gonna show everybody that the Wizard is a fraud and they're gonna love her. And I'm like, sis, that's not gonna happen. First off, I didn't see the Wizard of Oz. I know where this is going, which is so sad. Like good should win. And I don't mean good in name like Galinda. I mean good in heart like Elphaba. But you know, that's real life. That doesn't always happen. Hence, most billionaires are evil people, and yet they're still billionaires. But even with that being said, I still like, I'm basic. I like when a story has like a happy ending. So I'm hoping that some of the changes that occur in this result in a happier ending at the very least. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think people just gonna rock with her and just like believe that she was a good person. And first, No One Mourns the Wicked literally tells us that she's dead, and everybody is celebrating. So clearly that didn't work. She didn't convince people that the Wizard is a fraud, which sucks. It's sad, but you know, sometimes life is dark like that. One thing I will say, the Wizard ain't no wizard at all. Okay, I'm more of a wizard than him, but my guy is a wizard at propaganda. I will say that he is very good at the subtle manipulations of a society, even the small things from, hey phone, shut up. Okay, this is not your time. He's very good at the subtle manipulations of a populace, like even from things like this evil that we're fighting flies, and therefore we need like flying good. And technically they already had that with the flying monkeys, but the monkeys are, as I've been pointing out, the same group who they're actively trying to oppress and demonize. You can't really lean on them as your beacon of hope. So we need our beacon of hope to also be in the sky to like counteract Elphaba. Like that's so genius. Like what is up with bro? Who thinks of these kinds of things? Also, I still don't really understand like the whole Morrible connection at all, because I feel like she should, in theory, play the role that they wanted Elphaba to play before Elphaba went bad. She should, in theory, play the role that they are now having Galinda play. She's not as beloved as Galinda, but I mean, she's famous and she's respected, and what it's not like she's an outcast either. So I really don't get the connection. Maybe her and the wizard got a little thing going, or maybe that's, you know, she the wizard sneaky link. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't understand her place in the story, other than the fact that like she was supposed to be Elphaba's mentor, and like having your mentor then be like your biggest op, that's not great, you know. Like you supposed to be my teacher, you my hater. Like I don't like that. But I get that from an emotional perspective, but from like the wizard's camp perspective, I don't really get her play. Like I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. But very cool. We saw Elphaba doing more magic. She didn't like build a little like treehouse lair situation, evil witch living out in the woods, very, you know, fairy tale. So that makes sense. Also, she had like all the flying stuff. Like what's the little Disney princess where she's supposed to be like mopping? Is that Sleeping? No, it's not Sleeping Beauty. Is it Beauty and the Beast? No, they have talking like teapots and furniture and stuff in that, but they don't fly, I don't think. Which they're one of them. Maybe it's Cinderella. One of them, it's like all of the little like the broom and stuff flying, not like flying broom, but you know what I'm talking. Like all of the little household items are flying and like cleaning the house. That also happens in like the Fantasia movie. What's it called? Where Mickey's like a wizard and he like puts a, you know what I'm talking about. I'll clip it in here if you know what I'm talking about. So the point is, I don't know if that's a reference to like other Disney products. I think this is also like related to Disney in some way. But if not, that's just where my brain went with it. But overall, a very interesting part that we had here. Lots of references and lots of like developments on the narrative. And we got background on, well, Glinda. And so very cool. Very cool. I really enjoyed this. This is already starting off with a bang. I'm interested to see what the next song will be, if the next song will reference more songs from Act 1, or if it will just be like its own brand new thing. But I really like motifs, if you guys didn't figure that out in my reaction to Hamilton. So I had fun with this. There was at least one motif in there that I picked up that I could not immediately place, but for the most part, I feel like I nailed the rest of those motifs. And if there were some that I missed, please let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, definitely make sure to leave a bubble emoji in the comment section down below to let me know that you made it to this point in the video, so I can go down there and thank you for watching to this point in the video. It also boosts the video on the algorithm, pushes it out more, so more people can see these videos, so I can make these videos more often, and you can get more content sooner. It's also free. It's F-R-E-E, that spells free. Free, nope, not even getting free promo to that. But if you've seen that commercial, you know where I was going with that. But it's free and it only takes like 10 seconds of your time. If you had been doing it while I was talking right now, you'd be done already. That's how fast it is. So thank you so much for leaving that bubble emoji in the comments down below. There's several types of bubbles emojis. Just pick one. Put in the comment section down below so I can thank you for watching to this point in the video. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'll be seeing all of you guys here on the channel next time for part 2 of Wicked Part 2 here on the channel. You guys have a great day.
Neurotoxin, cytotoxin, giving all its effects, it just can't be boxed in. It's so strong, I have to call it oxin, feel it deep in your veins like hemotoxin. Cytotoxin, myotoxin, it raises your hair, it's all over your skin. When music hits, it'll make your head spin, feel it deep in your brain like neurotoxin. I'm the Goliath, Leone on the scene. Feel the vibration, no stock of beans. Cut out the burrow, hit you with the turbo. Don't need a referral to know I'm mean. Why am I blue green? It's just a smoke screen. Helps inject cuisine like a new vaccine. You're shaking your denim when you feel this venom. Not talking black bile that comes from your spleen.